Hey everyone, happy Friday. Listen, I want to talk about honing in on your customers' needs and helping you find what they need and communicate it. Now, if you don't follow me on YouTube or my Grow Your Life podcast, again, look up hashtag Grow Your Life on any podcast app or look it up on YouTube and you can find the episodes that I do every single week to help you grow in your life and your business. The number one thing about honing in on your customers' needs and wants, which I'm going to get to that in a second, the difference between the two of them and why you actually want to focus on their wants more than their needs, is this. Put yourself in the position of your customer. I have people ask me this: how do you hone in on what your customer needs to deliver products to them? If you offer them a solution, how do you communicate that through social media, through your content, through your marketing? What it is put yourself in the mental position of the other person on the other side of your marketing. Meaning, get out of your own head and how you look for a second. Stop worrying about how you look to the point that you want to be validated, and care more how you look about how am I delivering to another person what they want. Mentally pretend like you're somebody else. Is what you're communicating something that you would resonate with, or is it what your customer wants? And that's where wants and needs are so important. You see, for us to deliver a solution of what a customer needs, 99% of the time, we can't lead with what they need. We can't lead with what a customer actually needs because they don't believe that they need what they really need. And so leading with that will almost always lead to failure, roadblocks, and no engagement, no comments, no traction at all. And yet I often see people do this. They're leading with what their customer needs because they say, well, if I don't give them what my customer needs, they're never going to get it. Well, no, you're leading with what they need. You need to meet your customer right where they're at. You're at a place where you can deliver them what they need, but you need to meet them and use the same language that they're using. And you need to meet them to deliver what they really want. So if a customer needs social media management services, what they really want is time freedom, convenience, and a guaranteed method to get results through social media. And the need is the social media management that you deliver, but leading with I offer social media management never really helps anybody. If you're buying a product from me, you need a website. But what you really want is a way to present yourself that gets consistent results on the internet that's fast and easy. And so that's why in my marketing, I lead with what the wants are versus the needs. And that's what you need to do as well, is put yourself in the position and say, okay, why do they need this? Why do they need this? Why would somebody need what you offer? And keep asking why, and then you'll start to identify the real wants and lead with those. Lead with what they want by meeting them right where they're at. Even if you look stupid to your peers, even if you might get judged as selling out, by the way, even if you might get misinterpreted by this. You see, I see this often where people are worried about what other people are going to think, so they refuse to communicate in a way that gets results because of pride and ego. It's pride that will not communicate to a customer in the perspective that gets them results, because you care more about looking good to other people than actually helping somebody. Now, I know that that's really not your goal, but subconsciously it is. Subconsciously, we do this because we're worried about how people may misinterpret us, so we don't actually say what's going to get the result. And nobody does this on purpose. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not saying that you would intentionally ever do this. But subconsciously, our goal is to look good to other people. And so we do what will not serve, what will not get results because of that worry. That's why the first thing, the number one thing that people need to do to hone in on their customers' needs and wants is to get past looking good to other people. Is to get past worrying what other people think. And right now, in this video, I just did what I'm saying to you. You see, I have a ton of videos where I talk about getting past worrying what other people think about you. But often, if I'm only leading with that content, it falls flat. And so the number one thing that will help you hone in on your customers' needs is, in fact, getting past looking good to other people and caring more about what they want from you than how you appear to them. And then meeting people right where they're at, becoming the solution that they want to their goal. Lowering yourself, in fact, to the level of the person that you're talking to. Here's another thing. I talk with people, they don't want to bring themselves so far down that they say that they devalue their value to the marketplace, so they talk from such a high level that people wouldn't understand them. That only serves you. That only serves your goal to look good again to other people. And so you have to come off the mountain, so to speak, and meet people at the base, at the baseline where they're starting at. You need to identify where people are starting at. Do this by engaging in communities. Do this by getting to know your customer more than you know what you offer. Do this by getting to know what makes them like what keeps them up at night, what drives them, what keeps your customer moving forward. What drives you, I can almost guarantee you, is not what drives your customer at all. There's some similarities, but think back to the place of where you were before you were doing what you do now. What drove you? For example, fear of rejection is a big one. When I first got started in business, that was the number one thing I was worried about, was getting rejected by other people. Because it was based on fear of how I look to other people. And even over the last 10, 15 years, that's still manifested in a number of different ways. And so to deliver to your customer what they need and to hone in on your customer's needs, you have to put yourself in the position of the other person and say, why do I need this? Why do they need this? What drives that person? How can I communicate directly to them right where they're at to help them get that result that they say that they want? And you might say, well, how would I know that? You have to mentally put yourself in the position of that person. Pretend like you are that person. Get to know them. Actively, intentionally spend time getting to know your customer more than you ever care about what you actually do. More than you ever care about what you actually are trying to accomplish. That's how you succeed at marketing, is you get to know what drives your customer. And you might say, well, how do I know that? That's your job as a marketer, as somebody marketing, is to do that, to dive deep, to immerse yourself in the world of your customer so that you know what drives them, so that you understand from the perspective of another person what makes them tick. And that's the only way that you will then hone in on what they need. There's not a magic pill, there's not a magic formula, there's not a magic script to do this. When you find out what really drives people, then you can deliver results to them. When you find out the sticking points of another person, when you make your goal less, how do I look good to other people and how can I help another person get results, then you can get results for other people. Then you can hone in on that customer and deliver the value that will help them get to where they want to go. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.